Now this is what this video is about, using wet leaves for traction. What a load of wet. And pine needles too.
And those wet leaves and those pine needles, early in the morning when the roads are wet, they make a ride for a very exciting ride. Very exciting. So today I wanted to share some good information. And it's really good information, and I will share it. First, I wanted to make my little announcement. I finally broke down and ordered the quick shifter for this bike. Now, I don't have a bike with a quick shifter. I never have. And to be honest, this bike is fun to go through the gears with. And I just wanted to have it. I guess it's more for entertainment value than anything, since I'm not doing track days anymore, not racing anybody for money anymore. In fact, I just want to have fun. It's like fun till Daddy takes the quick shifter away. So what I wanted to do here is share a little information about why I don't have a quick shifter on the R1. They make one, of course, and it's no big deal. And what happened, I was ready to buy it. I had the money and everything, and I was all set to buy it. There was a point in time. And during that time window, the starter went on the R1. The starter went. Now, a real starter, Yamaha part number starter, is $350 from PARTSZILLA. So I kind of said, I got to get obviously the starter motor is a lot more important than a quick shifter. But what happened is when I saw how much work it was to take the starter motor out of the R1, and in my case, I have 4 days of video out on my channel. Let's look up R1 starter. And as I had it apart, I said, oh, now that I got it all apart, I'm going to replace the air filter. Now I have it apart, and I may as well put new plugs in it, and the plugs are just a no-brainer here, since it's so much work to get the plugs in a bike. And when I was all done with that and paying for everything, I said, I have no money left over for the quick shifter. Now, it was my fault for not realizing this. I didn't realize on an R1, it's not plug and play. You can't just plug in. On this bike, it's plug and play. There's already a connector in the bike. You plug it in under the tank. But it's not plug and play. You've got to do a lot of work. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the one that comes for the bike. And if I like it a lot, I'll consider in the future getting one for the R1. And they do make several variations now. Other companies make them beside Yamaha. But it's something, I know I don't need it. And there's that old drag racing saying, how much horsepower do you want? It's not what you need, you want, and yeah. But it's something I've never had. So for me, it's going to be a new toy. And I know probably I'll like it, and probably I'll put the one on the R1 too. But it'll give me an opportunity to see if it is worth having. And if it isn't, you just don't use it. Now, I always try on my channel to give serious, honest information about luck that I've had with various products. The GreenWorks product, that giant weed whacker that I bought, I call him the Beast. I bought it, the battery was no good, and they were very good about getting me a new battery. It was a little time consuming to get it because they didn't have them in stock at the time. But to make up for my inconvenience, what they did is they gave me the one that's twice as powerful at no extra charge and no shipping, no nothing. So I always wanted to, and I've done it on previous videos, give GreenWorks a little thumbs up for customer service. So again, on my channel, I try to always give honest, good information. I bought this off of Amazon. I made a little modification, and I'll show you what it is before I put it in the bike, because I'm going to take it on the next ride I go on. I made a little box out of thin plywood so that what would happen is you couldn't put this into the bag and it would turn the switch on, which would in turn turn a light on or the flasher or something. And so anyway, but I really want to share some good information. Maybe this will save your a day of frustration like I had yesterday. There are these little lights under here that blink when you're charging the battery. When you read the instructions that they give you, the beautiful VTIN instructions, it clearly says in the instructions how to charge the battery, and when it's done charging, the lights go off. Well, sadly enough, I used the charger that I charge my cameras with, which was the correct charger and had the right fitting and everything. Only one problem. Several days later, the lights were still blinking, so I thought I might have a bad battery. Maybe. Because the first one I had was a bad one. And these things, you know, they're not made at NASA. Who the hell knows where they're made, and who cares? Most of them work pretty good. But here's my concern and something you should be thinking of if you buy a battery. And this one is VTIN, a big company, multinational company. So you get your instructions out. Well, let me contact them and see what happens. You go to troubleshooting, it says nothing what all about. Of course, everything's in 15 different languages, but the things that you want to know, they don't tell you. And since they don't tell you, I thought, well, let me be a computer savvy guy. I'll look for their service email somewhere in there. There isn't any hint anywhere in this of how to contact them. No email, no phone number, no nothing. So now I'm a little annoyed. I looked this company up on the internet, and it's a big multinational company. What the hell's going on with this? So I look at their multifunction, frequently asked questions that comes with it. And I look, of course, none of them address the issue that the battery isn't charging correctly. None of them. And I look on this, and I carefully look every page, and I had Karen look at it. Nowhere on this does it say how to contact them for service or to ask them a question. You've just purchased something, you want to ask a question. But I noticed in the thing is a beautiful little card. And look, now I want to show this. This is really cool. You belong to VTIN VIP. And it's a little, I got to show this up close. I got to show it. You can't believe this until I show it up close. So I hope you can see how cool this little card is. 18-month after-sale service. Please be assured to buy and use. A cute little card. They're going on a trip. A little girl. And hey, oh my God, a thing. Look at this. Support 0VTIN.com. Wow, there's my warranty information. I'm so happy. I go on the computer, and you ask a salesperson who asks another person who asks another person, and then they say, okay, we're going to submit your question to a trained technical representative. Just fill out the form underneath. And the form underneath, they want to charge you to talk to the sales rep. Well, you know what? That's the kind of information, if I knew, I would have bought a competitor's battery. What? I think, to me, there's a word for this. The word is, if you're going to make a product, I want to see that address in the book. And I don't want smiley faces. I want somebody that if I can email them or call them up, they can tell me if my battery is okay, that the lights never go off. So I just want to pass that on, but I'm going to hang on to the battery, and maybe in the days to come, I'll be able to find a way of contacting these people. But as of right now, and pretty disappointing, the customer service. Exactly the opposite of GreenWorks, and this is the exact opposite, so just be aware. Now, you know why I'm so annoyed about this customer service thing, and I think it's a ripoff to me. If you sell a product, you should have somebody that could answer a simple question, a yes or a no answer. So I'm kind of disappointed, to be honest. Okay, so I got to figure out now, and this is what I wanted to show. When I put this in here, and it does fit without any problem at all, what the problem is, I don't want to have anything pressing on that switch, in the switch area. So I've got to kind of look at, now, what I did before this, and maybe this is information that's of some value. When you have big saddlebags and things rattling around, it can be a problem. See, what I did, I took all of this. So maybe what I should do here is put that in the upper pouch, wrap it with a, again, I'm inventing this as I go along, but boy, oh boy. It just annoys me because when I had my own business over 20 years, 25 years in fact, boy, I wouldn't dream about blowing somebody off if they were spending money at my business. You know, whether it was the machine shop or the model airplanes or videos, just blowing people off is just, well, I've learned a good lesson. Okay, so I want to see, this is going to, well, I'm not sure I did this the way I wanted to. I wanted to have that part facing down, so any pressure on it isn't as easy as it looks. It's always something. That can fit there. This can fit up here. I think we're going to be home for you all here in about 30 seconds. This now can zip that to be part of the whole operation. I'll try to show this. Because without a tank bag in the winter, all this crap that has to go along for the ride, I'm not sure. But I do like to keep things from bouncing around and whatever. And I always have my spare camera and battery in there. Now look how nice that fits. You would think I I did this ahead of time, and I really didn't. Okay, that, and again, I'll thank Vlad. What a wonderful choice that is, to have that on there. The only issue I have with the tank bag is, and you don't even see it when you're driving a bike. For all purposes, it's not there. But there's just a little play in that. And I'm wondering if I didn't put a little piece of duct tape or something in there, would take some of that. But it never gets loose. I used to have a bungee cord on the front because I was afraid it would fall off. Well, it never fell off, so I've kind of done away with that. And I've moved the what should we call it? They call it the screamer, the thing that makes the noise. I've moved that down just so it would be out of the field of vision here. But it doesn't even show. I think it shows the top of the radar thing on the video, but I'm not sure. But if for all purposes, it's not there when you're riding a bike. And it allows you to have a lot of safety stuff. I have a thing to transfer fuel, a jumper battery, thing to fix tires, a bunch of tools, an extra camera, extra batteries, and the biggest thing of all, the radar detector. Without that, life on Earth does not exist. This thing has saved me thousands of dollars. There couldn't be I wish I could buy another investment that I could spend $500 and get back the money I saved by not getting these stupid tickets all over the place.
Come on, you guys. It's time. You're eating up my morning ride time here. Come on, baby. Come on.
Almost everybody that's seen the bike in real life thinks it was worth polishing the rims, polishing up the exhaust pipes, and every time I pre-flight the bike, which I do every time I ride it, I look around and I try to think of some other custom little touches, but I want to keep it like a Street Fighter. I don't want to turn it into something it's not. I don't want to. There's a cool little fairing goes over here, but then you don't see the pipes. Well, do you want a naked bike or do you want a sport bike? It's a problem, but something I've got to think about. I think these pieces worked out better than I ever thought they could have. Most of the people that have given me feedback on a bike, and I'm still looking for something here, but to be honest, I haven't found anything I really like. And I really am looking forward to seeing if I'm going to enjoy having a quick shifter on the bike. And now I talked to the Vlad from New York State, not Vlad from Brooklyn. He has an MT-09. He put his own quick shifter on, and he said the instructions were crude and they were wrong. So I know one thing you do need is a rule that it measures metric. So I'm going to start looking for that, get my ducks in a row, and when we make that video, we'll go out and get a test ride. And I'll try to be honest about the feedback I give, and just like those lithium-ion batteries, boy, they can. I've tried to upgrade all my stuff, my weed whackers and trimmers and everything. I've even considered an electric lawnmower, but every time I deal with a lithium-ion battery, it seems like, yeah, in the end it's okay, but it's a long haul to get there. So before I head out, I always have some gardening to do, some coffee to drink, and some dreams to dream about future projects for the upcoming winter. And we are looking at a beautiful fall day here. Beautiful day. Roads are going to be a little wet from rain the night before. But sooner or later they'll dry up and we'll have a beautiful, beautiful day.
Now the leaves are just getting nicer every week you come out. We're probably not at the peak season yet either.
Now in the sun the roads are dry, but in the shade they're still wet. The problem is on some of these roads you don't know where it's going to be shady and where it's going to be wet. You kind of sneak up on it. At this time of year, it's just as scenic as can be. One beautiful backdrop after another. It just never ends. And some orange, some yellow, some bright green. It's It's a priceless thing to be able to see this photo in real life. And we get to see it every year for maybe a month, month and a half.
Oh, what scenery we have today. Woo! And we're not even at the peak season yet.
And when the peak season gets here, it's going to be even nicer. That's why we try to ride every time we can. The roads are still wet. You're in this shaded area, and you got to really be careful because there's a lot of leaves, and the roads are still wet. You can see here the road where I'm parking the motorcycle is still wet. You get a little tricky. Get a little step out here and there if you're not careful. And then once we get breakout into the sun, they're going to all be dry.
Now this is what this video is about. Using wet leaves for traction. What a load of wet. And pine needles too.
And there's no shortage of leaves. Sometimes you're riding and it feels like it's snowing leaves. They're actually coming down like snow. It's still so worth it to get a ride in this beautiful, cool weather. And I personally like the temperature to be just like it is today. When I left the house, it was about 55, and probably now, when I get back, it'll be 65. And you could get done with a ride, and you just think it couldn't be nicer. In this area, no matter what back road you take, they're all beautiful. You can see all leaves off the neighborhood homes. That can get tricky. And in some places, the leaves, a gust of wind comes and it snows leaves. It is leaves here. Oh, yeah. And then some places, the main roads mainly, are clean. Very soon, all those leaves are going to come down. Uh-oh, here we go with the radar detector. Once again, we've been saved by the bell. Oh my God, good looking bike. Now I wonder if you lived in a desert and you never saw this up close and personal, you'd be missing something. The area in the country we live is just beautiful this time of year. The people not locally call this the leaf peeping season, and maybe they're right. And the further north from here you go, the quicker they turn. We're not quite at the peak right now. I think we have another couple of days and we will be all yellow. Almost yellow. And our beautiful lakes and ponds, which are everywhere. This area up here has so many little lakes and ponds and places where people fish. And it's great when you want to take some pictures too. Here's some of the trees that are half orange, half yellow, and half green. That's a half and a half. But they are all beautiful, every one of them. And this is a loop no matter which way you ride it. You ride it north or you ride it south, it's still a great ride. And so little traffic. Oh. Sometimes you do the whole ride and don't hear the Valentine go off once. Look at a beautiful orange, yellow, green. one handsome motorcycle. Love that bike. And on the way back here, it's just a scenic, no matter which way you go, up or back. More leaves, no matter where you go. The leaves are coming down. And I've pretty much memorized where all the cops are hiding lately. But the Valentine will, from time to time, will save my bacon and move around. They're tricky. And I just hate paying tickets. I just hate it. Home again, saved by the Valentine. Right by now it's probably 60 degrees out. It's just a beautiful day. Couldn't be any nicer. Sky is blue, sun is out. So we are really taking advantage of some really nice fall days, and the leaves are falling, and it rained the day before. It's soaking wet. Everything was wet in the morning, but it dried right up. The sun came out. It's like a summer day right now. It's just what a temperature swing from early to late. Anyway, I want to thank the COVID workers, all the healthcare workers that have really made my being able to ride and my family being able to be healthy and my extended family and friends being able to be healthy. Thank you guys so much. I hope you did enjoy the video, sharing these little rides and little projects. We're going to do the quick shifter soon. We have the RD carbs to do soon. We have a tire to install, and 2 tires to install. I don't know. I guess I'm losing my mind anyway. But again, I hope you did enjoy the video, and thanks so much for watching. And I try to post up something every day from the life that I'm living here with Karen, and hope you enjoy sharing it with us. We got some very cool stuff coming up. That quick shifter has me intrigued. I'm not sure I'm going to like it, but if I don't, I just won't use it, and it can't hurt. I'd just like to have the experience. It's on my bucket list, get one bike with a quick shifter. Anyway, it looks like we're going to have another couple of nice days, and we're going to try to ride every single one of them. Because once this weather ends and we get those clammy, cold, under 40-degree days, then you don't get to ride every day. So hope you enjoyed sharing it with us, and thanks so much for watching.